What if you could spin up a server in 60 seconds without waiting for IT approval? That's the power of cloud computing. But here's the catch. Most businesses waste thousands on slow, outdated processes because they don't understand IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. In this video, I'll break down exactly how cloud services work and show you how to cut costs while boosting productivity. Stick around, your IT department will thank you. Cloud computing. We talked about physical servers, virtualization, and how those virtual and physical servers were connected in the data center. One of the things that hasn't changed much over the years is the organization of work. This is what we will detail right away. Let's say we have a company with thousands of users. They have their own data center with racks full of servers and hundreds of virtual machines. This company also has different departments, including one with developers who are working on a new web application. One of the developers wants to test their applications, and to do so needs a web server. So the workflow is going to look very similar to this. To start, the developer will make a request to the IT department, explaining that he or she has a new application that needs to run on a new web server, and that this application has needed the Apache software and a MySQL database. Then, the IT department will review the need and will create a new virtual machine on the hypervisor on one of these servers. The new virtual machine will be installed with an operating system and all the required software. And finally, the IT department only has to deliver the virtual machine to the developer, who can test his new application on the new server. This workflow has been working well for quite a few years. But the problem is that it's a pretty slow process, because we have an intermediary, which is the IT department. And the more intermediaries and exchanges there are, the longer the delivery can take. This is where cloud computing comes in, which allows you to offer different services, which the customer can request and receive immediately. Thanks to it, there is no longer an intermediary who will examine the request before executing it and making a report. The entire process is therefore automated. But that's not the only benefit of cloud computing. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, has a good definition of cloud computing. We have on-demand self-service. The customer must be able to obtain a service automatically without intermediaries. He must also be able to remove this same service. We have a wide network access. That is, the service in question must be accessible from anywhere, from a computer, tablet, or phone, and even from the internet or over private WAN connections. We have a resource pooling. The service is therefore dynamic and is able to automatically create new machines in the event of a high traffic peak. We have a fast elasticity. That is, for the customer, the resources must be unlimited. And we have a measured service. The cloud provider measures all resource usage for billing and transparency. We will now move on to the different cloud service model. Here, instead of buying a product, we pay for a service. When we talk about cloud computing, we use the terminology as a service a lot. Here are the three most common cloud services. IaaS, infrastructure as a service. PaaS, platform as a service. SaaS, software as a service. We will now detail these three services with examples for each. Infrastructure as a service is anything related to network devices, such as virtual machines, routers, switches, firewalls, load balancing, and storage. For example, Amazon AWS offers virtual machines to its customers. When you create a new VM, you can choose the operating system you want to use. And once you have selected the operating system to use, You can choose an instance type, which will contain a number of cores at the processor level, a certain amount of memories, and storage and networking performance. As you can see, you even have the option to create a free virtual machine. In a few minutes and after a few clicks, your new virtual machine will be up and running. Removal is just as fast. Now let's move on to the platform as a service. Imagine that you are a developer and you are working on a new web application. As a developer, you don't want to worry about the details of virtual machines and also about installing software. That's why there is a platform as a service solution at Amazon called Elastic Beanstalk. It is a virtual machine with a pre-installed operating system and all the software required to run its application. The only thing you need to do is download your app and run it. Google also has its own platform as a service, which is called App Engine. And software as a service is an application that you can subscribe to and use immediately without having to install anything. Everything happens on the web, in the cloud. Even though this term may be new, we have all been using it on a daily basis for years. For example, we have Gmail, Microsoft Office 365, Google Drive, etc. With software as a service, you pay for the use of the application, and the cloud provider takes care of the installation and maintenance of the virtual servers.